Okay, it's the 14th of February. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I'm still away, so I'm doing these videos as I can. Kind of limited, but that's the way it works. We're sponsored by
Homes to the place we belong. Kidner Homes since 1972. Kidner Homes has known what to do. With endless floor plans, we will build your dream home with our own two hands.
Now we're going to go through this weekend's storm. It's kind of a snow, sleet, freezing rain kind of event. As you can see, the low pressure system in Ohio is going to go over western PA and cut up. And what that does is it makes the snow to the north of PA. But because of the cold air that's in place in Pennsylvania, it's going to snow all the way down towards Philadelphia and North Jersey, and then um, be too late for the low when it forms off the coast to create the big snowstorm. But as you can see here, it goes off the coast here, but it's going to be too far north to do anything. But it gives New England one heck of a snowstorm. But then we want to move on to this one because everybody wants a northeast snowstorm. We haven't had one in a long time, and things are lining up. And as you can see, crawling up the coast here, this is around 11 o'clock in the morning on the 20th. There you go, people, right there. There's your low. If it was in a little further, the snow would be further to the west. But right now, that's where it's at. If you look at the GFS, it kind of agrees that, not the GFS, the Euro agrees. The GFS has a snowstorm, but it's a little different, but it's pretty close to the same line. So again, prior to this, as I warned you 2 weeks ago, all the the telekinetics that I look at, all the analogs that I look at for what years I look at, everything kind of said, okay, guess what? There's going to be a big low pressure system off the coast. Now, who gets it? I'm going to show you right now my best estimates of who gets it. But again, understand 2 weeks ago I told you there was going to be a storm. So no matter what happens, that storm is there. I hit it right. But now who gets what? Let's look at this. Now we're looking at snow accumulations for this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And as you can see, it's basically across Pennsylvania, 2 to 4 inches. But if you get to the northern areas up here is where the snow really kicks in. And this line could vary a little bit based on where the low goes. But as you can see, up towards Erie, you're talking 8 inches, and then into the Finger Lakes, you're talking over a foot. But basically, in northern New Jersey, it's 2 to 4 inches. Then this little gray area down here by Philadelphia is a dusting to an inch or so. Down into Maryland, down this way, and Pittsburgh, you're talking an inch or two. But up here towards the Poconos, 3, 4 inches is the call. Down here, where Reading and Allentown's at, 3 inches or so. State College. So everybody's pretty much the same. The only difference with this is this. There's a tenth of an inch of rain in this freezing rain, in this, or sleet, I should say, in this area here. Up towards New York, where it's snowing, I guess there will be a little warming towards the end, and they'll get a lot of sleet on top of that snow through this darker area up here. Now, the effect in Pennsylvania is you get that 2 to 4 inch snowfall, but you also pick up a lot of freezing rain before it changes over to rain. So we have to keep an eye out there. It's showing some areas out in the central part of PA can get a quarter of an inch or more. That would be kind of dangerous for power lines. And up towards Bradford and up that way, you're talking about even more. So we just have to see, the temperatures mean everything. I'm giving you my ideas, but an inch or two, a degree or two either way changes everything. But that's how it looks like today. Okay, so now here's your nor'easter. Now the Canadian model, which seems to be reading this pretty good, shows the nor'easter affecting like this. It would be an I-95 snowstorm. That would be DC, Baltimore, up through Philly, up into New York City, and then up into New England, with decent amounts behind it, 6 inches to 8 between Schuylkill County and say, down here towards Morgantown and all. It would show 6 inches in State College. The southern Poconos, like Stroudsburg, 6 inches or so. Northern New Jersey, 6, 7 inches. And then further back, basically a 2 to 4 inch snowfall across the rest of the state. So that's the Euro model, which right now I'm liking. I think I said the Euro model. It's the Canadian model. Now this is the Euro model. The Euro model is a little bit more excited about the snowstorm, but basically, as you can see, it's in the same area, and it's just a few inches different either way. So it literally does the same thing, except it cuts it off a little bit further to the west, towards Erie and all, to be less. But the blue areas would be basically 2 inches to 4, maybe 5. The purplish areas would be like 6, 7, and 8. And then as you get down into the pink areas down here, it would be 8, 9, 10 inches to a foot. And then these white areas in here would be over a foot snow. And you can see that cuts right through Delaware, Wilmington, through Philadelphia, Trenton, and then up towards New York City. And then along the shore here, really, we get slammed with a foot or so. So it's going to be, and even the Erie down here, Cape May down here would get over a foot. So this, if you go by the Euro, it's really excited about the storm. Just for comparison, this is the Canadian model. So it pretty much puts the storm in the same place. Just the two of them disagree on how much, especially where the center of the snow would be at. It's a little bit more excited, the Euro, than the Canadian. Now, the GFS model is not reading this very good. The GFS model is really pushing this thing south, and that's wrong. It'll come north. It always does on the GFS model. So just keep that in mind. So this storm is around the 20th. I would be prepared for something around the 20th. And again, we just have to see the path of the storm. But right now, if I'm a betting person, it's going to be maybe I think that one right there, that model, that picture right there that I was able to find, and I kind of look at that. But any way you look at it, there's going to be a storm off the coast. Again, I try to read these things, and I keep telling people, analogs is the way to go. It's the way to protect your. You look at the models, then you go to your analogs, and try to find out what matches, and then you go back 20 years, whatever it takes. You go back and try to match it up, and then you go, back then, this is what it did. And that's how you come up with what model to look at to say, okay, that model's right, this model's wrong, this one's reading it right, this one's reading it wrong. That's how you do it. Okay, so this weekend, be careful. And the following week, around the 20th, just be prepared for what could be a decent snowstorm, especially people that normally don't get this. We haven't had a nor'easter, so this would be really tough for the big cities and all the way up into Allentown, Reading, Lancaster, pretty good snow, and then all the way down towards Baltimore, Philadelphia, Maryland, down that way would be a pretty good snowstorm too. So they're not used. Well, this year they've been getting hit pretty good in South Jersey and Delaware, but the big cities have been missing out on this. So this would help bring my numbers up in those cities and make things a little bit more closer to what I predicted. Okay, that's your update. I'll try to update this again tomorrow and see how much things have changed. But just be prepared for lousy conditions on the weekend, especially early on when you have the snow, then it switches to sleet, freezing rain. Just be careful driving out there and do what you want. All right, everybody take care, be safe. Bye.